And welcome back to the Kenya International Sports Film Festival 2025, the 8th edition, coming to you live from Alliance Francaise here in Nyali, Mombasa, Nairobi, Kenya, East Africa. This is a panel on triathlon, which is actually a growing sport in Kenya, and I'm going to be joined by Josette Kiarie, who is actually both a medical student and a triathlete. She initially started as a swimmer, competing as early at the age of 5 years old, and made her international triathlon debut in South Africa at the age of 6. She made a full transition from swimming to triathlon in 2018 and has represented Kenya in different national events. I'm also joined by Romel Lukila, and he's a seasoned finance and operations specialist who has a keen interest in growing triathlon sport in Kenya. He holds an executive master's degree in sports organization management from the University of Ottawa in Canada and an MBA in finance. He is currently the national treasurer of Kenya Triathlon Federation. Then we're also joined by Madam Fatema Abbas. She's a triathlete entrepreneur. Her journey in endurance sports began 15 years ago when she started running purely out of curiosity and for fun. Over time, she realized how much she was capable of, and what started as a hobby has now become a lifestyle. In fact, she has completed an Ironman 70.3 Durban in 2025 and currently working toward doing a full Ironman. And I'm your moderator, Kamau, and let's get on with this. So, triathlon. Any of you can answer this. What exactly, of course, following ladies first, between Fatema and Josette, could one of you actually tell us what exactly is a triathlon? I will ask Fatema to tell us what a triathlon is. I think she's muted. I can't hear what she's saying. Fatema, is your sound on? Okay, Fatema, please tell us exactly what is a triathlon, please.
And then we have the ultra, so it starts from the shortest into the longest. The shorter it is, the faster it's done. But yeah, the longer it is in distance, it takes really long to complete.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, and it's a test in endurance, isn't it?
Oh yes, it is, and also how good you are in all three sports, because you have to really train in all three disciplines to make to the finish line.
And Josette, these three disciplines, which ones are they exactly?
Sorry, can you just repeat the last ones?
The three disciplines you're supposed to train in for a triathlon, they're what, and what? 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, it's swimming, cycling, running. As triathletes, we to say transition is the fourth discipline because you also really need to work on your transition, especially in the distance that I compete in. It's very crucial.
Okay. And did you start out to be a triathlete from the get-go, or did you do something else and then now go into being a triathlete?
No, I actually started out as a swimmer. So I started out swimming at around 4 and I was competing by around the age of 5, 6 there. Then later on, I transitioned fully into triathlon when I was around 15, 16.
Okay. Romel, why did you choose to inflict this sport on yourself?
Sorry?
Why did you choose to inflict being a triathlete on yourself?
Well, for me, triathlon is not for me. It's what I've been doing over the last couple of years is I run and so swimming not too much.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
I get involved mainly in the organization of the events and the management of the sport
Okay, do we have a big triathlete community in Kenya? Because it's a growing sport. Is it something that has been growing over the years? Do we have much more interest in it now as opposed to when it actually began? Fatma?
Yes, there is a lot of awareness now compared to the last couple, say 3 years ago. The visibility of sport was not as much. So right now we have been targeting mainly the youth and the school-going kids. So you realize the event that we have, national event, will always loop in the school kids into the events so that we get the awareness and we start growing the sport moving forward.
So you need okay, because it's running, it's cycling, and it's swimming. So definitely the cycling aspect, you must have access to a bike, isn't it, Josette?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and
So okay, for people who are starting out, I'd say you don't need a very complex bike. You just need to get yourself moving.
yeah, okay. Fatma, what do you do
Yes.
to get yourself ready psychologically, physically for triathlon competition?
I think the readiness comes from your training and how your coach has prepared you mentally, because it's not something you can do overnight. You have to like visualize your race months before you even get to the start line. So it all happens during training. I think what's important is to have a good coach that understands, what you're going for and what it's going to take out of you to finish.
Now you mentioned training. How do you train for a
Yes.
I mean, so you have to be somewhere where you got access to a swimming pool, a bike track, and a running track as well. Or how do you prepare? How do you train for this?
Yeah, so as Josette said, it's 3 disciplines plus transition. For my length of triathlon, transition time doesn't really matter. But also there's also another discipline like strength training where you have to go to the gym and get stronger. So yeah, you'd need a gym membership and you'd need access to a pool and you'd need a bike. And I mean, for running, you could use a track or you could just run outside on the streets if you're in a neighborhood that's not too crowded. Yeah, for cycling also you can ride on the streets, find some hilly area to do like resistance training. Yeah.
Romel, do you get support from the corporates or from the government?
Yes, the ministry has been very supportive. Like our last event we had last weekend in Kilifi, the ministry came through pretty well. So we got very good support. And when we have international events that we need to have our athletes participate in, the government always comes through and they always support us in all the events that we have to go to.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So you've got support from corporates, and what about government?
Yes. Maybe I would add to say that we are now focusing on getting support, not just for the competition, but support for development and support for trainings for the various athletes to help them adequately towards those particular events and not just wait until get to the events. Because triathlon is a very expensive sport, I must say.
Yes.
It is not cheap to be a triathlete. You must have a very good bike. You must have membership, like Fatema says, in clubs. You must have access to a swimming pool. And if you plan to travel and maybe train in open waters in the ocean, that is a cost to it. So it's not a cheap sport, I would say. And if you don't have support from, say, corporates and governments and sponsorships, it becomes very difficult for athletes to be able to compete internationally.
Okay, so we have 47 counties in Kenya. Are all of you based in Nairobi, or what station? Fatima, Josette, and Romel, are you all in Nairobi?
Yes, I'm based in Nairobi.
So, so the other counties, how's the sport growing? How are you guys in touch with other athletes who are doing triathlon as well?
So, as a federation, we have county associations in at least 15 counties in the country. And within those counties, we have clubs that have been set up within those respective counties. And that's where the trainings happen. So when we have an event like the last event we had in Kilifi, we had representatives from Kisumu, we had representatives coming from Eldoret, all the way to Kilifi. We had some from Kilifi, Mombasa, Nairobi, Machakos. So they all come together, including Murang'a, because Murang'a is a very good county for cycling. And the cyclists are biathlons and triathlons. So we have representation in quite a number of counties. And that's how we are trying to spread our wings throughout the country.
Have you ever thought about getting a way of promoting triathlon as a sport in the various schools in the country?
So that's what we are doing currently. And like I mentioned earlier, we have the schools events that usually happens during the main. Okay, we have to do the sport in open waters, and we always do it in the ocean.
Okay.
So they come, yes, and they participate. So the kids who come are aged between 6 years and 15 years. They're the ones, and they compete in the schools events.
So you provide, and like for example, for the bicycles, you provide the bicycles yourselves for the schools.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Say again.
For the schools, you provide the bicycles for the schools.
I think we've lost audio for you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Romel?
Yes, now I hear you.
Okay. For the schools, do you provide the bicycles yourselves for the schools, or do the schools actually have bicycles?
No, you see, it's an individual sport. So you have to come with your own bike that you're used to cycling.
Okay.
So for you the equipment, you come with your own equipment.
All right, that's good.
Yes.
Josette, do you have people that you're regularly in touch with, especially the youth that are inspired by triathlon as a sporting event? And do you sometimes give talks, sessions, training, that kind of thing?
So I think both Fatima and I, we train under the same coach, and Camilla, and she also has a lot of youth athletes who I think look up to the both of us respectively. So personally, as the senior, obviously, I'm open to, giving them advice on how to like prep for races, or like about if they have they can just come to me. I'm very open, even with people who also compete in Elite Under 23. I'm always open to like, hearing out their problems, giving them advice, just generally as an athlete, also on the mental health aspect.
Okay, so Fatema and Josette, you guys have the same coach. Where is she from?
Kenya.
She's from Nairobi.
Yeah.
Her name is Camila Lydia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you guys get in touch with her? How did she get in touch with you? Is there some secret triathlon society?
Okay, for me, I knew her through the running club. We were part of it together. So I knew her for a while, but at that time I was not doing triathlon. So as soon as my interest built up, I knew exactly who to reach out to, because I already knew her in advance.
So when you guys are talking about running club, are you and Josette and Romel, were you guys like Hash House Harriers or something like that?
No, those guys drink more than they run.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. That's good. And how do you guys wind down in your what do you do in your spare time? How do you relax? Because this is a very intense sport. I mean, you've got 3 sports in one. You've got cycling, you've got swimming, you've got running. How do you relax? How do you wind down from when you're not training and you're just taking it easy?
Josette, you can go first.
Yeah, so for me on the side, I'm also a medical student. So I have that going for me. But then when I'm not in the hospital or in training, I'm usually at home either reading a book, just maybe doing some arts and crafts that helps me like unwind, or listening to music or writing poetry. So
I like your choice of words, because normally it's supposed to be I'm a medical student and my side hustle is I'm a triathlete, but you said on the side you're a medical student, which means that being a triathlete is is the key thing. Am I right?
no. Actually, Sorry, wrong wording. But
Aha.
for me, medical and studies comes first. Though I do find ways to balance. So they're both like equally important to me. So I have to find a way to like meet them in the middle.
Okay, all right. Fatma, what is your side hustle? Are you a triathlete first
So
and everything else?
no, actually, I have a business that I'm an entrepreneur, so I run a full-time business, and I'm also part-time employed as projects come for as a PPF installer. That's like a film, paint protection film for cars. So yeah, my work is also very physical in terms of that. And yeah, I guess for me, unwinding is just, having an ice cream after a long day. Yeah.
Okay. Romel, what do you
Yeah.
do? What do you do aside from being a triathlete?
So I'm a finance professional. I'm a CFO for two corporates that I support.
Okay.
I'm a finance professional, and then triathlon for me is a passion, and seeing the sport grow in the country is really satisfying for me, and that's why I get involved in a lot of the management of the sport in the country, seeing the athletes grow. Like when Josette started racing, I saw her start racing when she was still very young, and up to where she's gotten. I'm not saying Josette you're old, but where she's I've seen a lot of growth. And in fact, even if I could just mention the fact that, you see, when we incorporate the elite athletes during the races and have the school events, we have people like Josette who are there, who have been in the sport for so long to now mentor the small kids who are coming up. So that's why we try and combine these sports together and not just run an elite race on its own and the school events on its own. We try and make sure that the upcoming athletes get to see what happens in an elite race, an actual elite race that involves international athletes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how I try and balance out my life,
Okay,
so to speak.
that's good. So, last words. I'm gonna first start off with Fatma. Any last words? Words of encouragement, words of inspiration to those who are interested in becoming triathletes?
Yeah, I would just like to say my whole reason for doing this is to inspire women and show them that it's possible to be a triathlete at any age, and it's not just about triathlon, it's anything in life, you can go for whatever you feel like you want to do, Nothing should hold you back. As long as you're alive and healthy, why not? Yeah.
That's very key. That's very important. Josette, any words?
I think the same thing as Fatima. I think, yeah, whatever you want, you can go and get it. Sometimes it will be challenging, sometimes it'll be hard, and you'll be like, oh my God, why am I doing this? But definitely, if you push through and you really, really want something, if you work hard enough, you can get it.
Romo, last words?
Yes, I would say it's triathlon is a growing sport in the country, and we look forward to having a lot more athletes because we have tried to spread the word as much as possible about the sport. It's growing, and we look forward to the Youth Olympic Games that are coming up in 2026 in Senegal, and that's what we're preparing for next year.
Awesome. So that has been your panel on triathlon, a growing sport in Kenya. I was joined by Josette Kiarie, Fatema Abbas, Romel Lukila. I've been your host, Chris Kamau. And now it's back to Kenya International Sportsman Festival 2025, the 8th edition, coming to you live from Alliance Francaise, Nyali, Mombasa, Nairobi, Kenya, East Africa. Enjoy.